Come along with me to my friend's Hindu wedding. My husband is a groomsman in his Jewish friend's wedding to a Hindu girl, and we love both of them very much, so we schlepped up to Rhode Island for this very exciting wedding weekend. Along the way, we saw some cool sights like this bridge, and I painted my nails in the car and left them to dry out the window, and they actually held up pretty much the whole weekend until I went swimming. After 4 hours, we got to Rhode Island, and of course I had to do a little room tour. We had a really nice bathroom, lots of light. We got ready in here a couple times, and a very spacious room with a nice big king bed. Here's our fit check for the first event, the Mendi party. I borrowed a whole bunch of gold jewelry for this event and for the whole wedding. Here's the bride and groom. The bride had to sit for like 12 hours to get all of her henna done. Here's all of our friends. And here we took a little trip to the alcohol room where they had stocked the place with all types of alcohol and different mixers and water and liquid IV and snacks. Anything you could think of was in here, along with a lot of family. Here's the sign for the Mendi party. I wasn't a big fan of the food for this event as it was all kind of spicy, and I have a white person's palate, but I did try it. Here I am getting my henna done. It's awesome, and it's been lasting pretty nicely so far. I think it'll last about a week. I asked them to hide a Z, but instead they put the Z on the side. They hid one as well. Here's the bride's henna. We then got to see a dance, which I think was called the Garba. I might be mistaken, but it was very easy to learn, and we all joined in eventually. Here we all are, circling the buffet table, but it was kind of fun to get to join in there. The groomsmen had to practice for their dance. They had to do 2 dances for the Saturday night event, and they had been practicing on Zoom for many months. But this is the first time they got to practice in person. It was very fun to watch, and even more fun to watch sped up. Here's my friends and I getting to watch the boys do their fun thing. And then our friend Brian brought his girlfriend's dog to the bridal suite. That's it for day 1. Come along with me to the Vidhi ceremony of my friend's wedding. Of course, we have to start off the day with the fit check of the day. Here's me and my husband, and I had a matching outfit with my friend Marta. We were told this ceremony would be involving turmeric, and we were told to wear bright colors in case it's stained. The next couple clips show the entrance to the ceremony, which involved a lot of drumming and giving gifts to the groom's family. And after that was a ceremony where the most recently married couples had to exchange gifts and do their own ceremony. And I'm going to let both of these clips have sound so you can hear the awesome chants that they were all doing. And here's our beautiful bride. And here's where they start the piti, where it's customary to smear this paste made of turmeric to cleanse and purify before the wedding ceremony. And here's our friends. Did a little video of everyone hanging around watching the ceremony. After that, there was a dancing with clay pots kind of dance. That was pretty cool to see. And that was the groom's mother telling us to join in, but we were all just mesmerized and watched it anyway. They gave us little bags of candy, which was awesome. And here was a tradition where Benno and Puja had to move this plate around and make the flame stay lit the whole time. This is sped up, but it looked a lot harder in person. And next up was lunch. They had little cafeteria trays with all sorts of different food to put on it. I didn't know what anything was apart from the garlic bread and pasta. But I really liked the lentil soup that I think is coming up. That ball was good too. That lentil soup over there. The little bread things next to it were really good too. Yeah, I took a whole plate of different things. Definitely not what I'm used to eating, but we tried things. And we had a very full table, and we got to eat with the bride and groom a little bit, which was really cool. We felt like celebrities. Come along with me for Puja and Benno's Sangeet and Garba night. Of course, we're gonna start out with the fit check of the day, and had to snap a picture of the beautiful bride. And she did a little twirl with her groom. So cool. Of course, my husband got a grease stain on his shirt immediately, which just pissed me off the entire night every time I looked at him. So we had to take pictures with me in front of the grease stain. Just should show you that men are trash, y'all. And Puja and Benno started with their own garba, I believe this was. And then the rest of the family joined in. There were so many people on this dance floor. And then one of Puja's cousins did a nice dance. I loved her dress. This was so graceful. I sped it up here for the video, but it was so delicate in person. And then some friends, family, bridesmaids joined in. The groom's sister was up there. It was so cool seeing everyone do this dance. And you know they probably practiced for hours. The next clip shows a song that the groom's family wrote as a parody. I'm going to leave the sound on for that one. And we're taught how to dance the dandiya. Apologies if I mispronounced that. It was super fun to learn and really easy. And when we got tired, we just started watching the big group of people do it, which I found to be like a fashion show because we got to look at all their awesome outfits. Then at the end of the night, we got to lift Benno and Puja up. It was a super hyped celebration. Everyone was celebrating and having fun because this is the last night before they were to be married. Come along with me to the wedding ceremony of Puja and Benno. This video is going to be different because I'm going to try to keep as much of the original audio intact, and I'll try not to speed too many things up. I'm going to keep my voiceover to a minimum. And here's our fit checks of the day.
What I need you to do is just twist the light bulb in the air. Come on. Yes. Let's go.
Twisting the light bulb was a move that we became very familiar with over the course of the weekend. It was the easiest way to teach white people how to dance Indian style. In Indian weddings, it's customary for the groom to ride in on a horse. We didn't want to procure a horse for the wedding, so instead they got a Mustang car. They rented on Turo and rode into the wedding on that. Which is the groom's procession into the wedding, there was a mobile DJ that was hyping us up the whole way, leading the groom to his bride. Look at these white boys dance. As a guest, this was such an awesome experience to watch. One thing you'll notice is that the groom's sister, standing right next to him, is holding a vessel called a loon, traditionally filled with coins or salt, and according to Gujarati tradition, is used to thwart the evil eye to protect the groom. And look at our boys looking all cute in their outfits. The bride was then led in by her maternal uncles under the flower canopy. A didn't record the rest of the wedding ceremony, but at the end of the ceremony, there was the shoe stealing game where the groomsmen and the bridesmaids had to fight over the groom's shoes, as the bridesmaids had stolen the shoes at the beginning and the groom needed them to get off of the stage. It turned into a giant brawl, and no less than 2 pairs of glasses were smashed. Eventually, the groom got his shoes back and he was able to step on the glass. Mazel tov! I cannot express to you how hyped I was about this macaroni salad for lunch. I ate so much macaroni salad. And I got to take a cute picture with my husband afterwards. Come along with me for Benno and Puja's wedding reception. This was the 5th and final event of their wedding, and we started out with a fit check of the day. Looking snazzy. Here was me in the reception. You can see the gorgeous backdrop. Here's all of our friends. And Marta, Emily, and Jason. He pretends not to like it, but I think he does. Look how happy he is. Next we have the groomsmen entrance and the bridesmaids. Just take a gander at those awkward pencils.
Make some noise for Benno and Puja.
After Benno and Puja made their entrance, they had their first dance. Always love a good dancing on the clouds. It was so romantic, and they danced very nicely. And then it was finally time for the groomsmen dance. I've been practicing for months, so I'll let you hear some of the song. And that second clip was of the groomsmen and the bridesmaids doing a dance together. The next few clips are just of some fun party dancing. We got to dance with the bride and groom here, and they were reenacting some of the moves from the dances before. These next clips show how I handed my phone to my husband to take a video of me doing a twirl, and he neglected to record the twirl. Here's us white people doing the Soja Boy dance. Very 2009 of us. These 2 family members were the highlights of the weekend. Benno's aunt was fun at all of the events, and Puja's uncle was the life of the party. Here's Benno and his dad dancing to Justin Bieber's 2010 hit, Baby. Then the DJ told us to all circle around Benno and Puja and give them a big group hug. This was the last song of the night. And then at the after party, I got to take a picture with Puja, and Benno made a toast.
Who wants some?
L'chaim and Mazel Tov. And I ended the night in a face mask. Come along with me to Mystic, Connecticut. We stopped at Mystic, Connecticut on our way back from the wedding in Rhode Island. I thought this sign was really funny. Our first stop was at Sift, a bakery in Mystic, Connecticut. I had seen it on TikTok and it did not disappoint. That chocolate raspberry croissant was probably the best pastry I've ever had in my life. Everything else looked great, and if we ever come back here, I want to try almost everything else. My husband loved his coffee. It had a homemade hazelnut syrup. Here's the nice view from a bridge and some interesting looking locals. Then we went to the Mystic Aquarium. It was only like 5 minutes from the main part of town. It was pretty small, but it had a few animals. We got to see the beluga whales. I showed them more a little bit later. And we went to a sea lion show. Isn't he so cute?
Hosted by the California Sea Lions. Wow, what is that? Oh my god, is there more? Really? She wanted me to tell you that you're all invited too. What do you say? Do you want to go with me? Alright, see you there. Let's go.
The show was about 20 minutes long, and we got to see the sea lions do a bunch of cool tricks. They said the show was in honor of the 50th anniversary of the aquarium. After the sea lion show, we went to find the penguins. Anyone that knows me knows I love penguins. Unfortunately, the penguin exhibit was closed down for renovations, so we had to stand on this little viewing deck to watch them. This was super disappointing. My husband had gotten me these tickets for our 1-year wedding anniversary, so I was real sad. But we made the most of it and went to this marsh area. There were these pretty plants, and there were turtles. There were supposedly frogs somewhere too, but I couldn't spot any frogs. Here I am looking for the other turtles in the water. And there they are. Look at them swimming. It was honestly really peaceful here, and I can't wait to come back. Look how gorgeous that looks. There was a big indoor area too, where I got to see this sea lion nibbling on its fingers. Bet you haven't seen that before. He was really going to town. Then I saw this big turtle guy. He was so ugly. What a face. And here's the rest of the belugas. Now, I tortured my husband when we were watching the belugas, but I kept singing Raffi's "Baby beluga in the deep blue sea, swim so wild and swim so free." Thank God he's amused by me. After the aquarium, we started the trek home and eventually made it back to New Jersey.